Well, it doesn't get any more iconic than this. The Eiffel Tower standing tall above the field of play. And the temperature has dropped a little bit as the players prepare to come out in the second session of men's blind football. We are into Pool A, taking the first dip before the hosts get underway against the People's Republic of China. It is Brazil against Turkey. And they are getting a huge ovation from the crowd that are ever growing in anticipation of not just witnessing the home nation, but first up, it is the Golden Boys of Brazil. They have won every single Paralympic blind football gold medal since blind football debuted in Athens in 2004. So much experience, so many golden medals. Of course, matches perfectly with the famous golden jerseys. They are facing a side who are the current European silver medalists. Turkey are looking to do something they've never done against Brazil at a Paralympics, and that's to score. So Group A sees France, China, Brazil and Turkey face off. It is the same group as 2020, except for Turkey replacing Japan. But now the national anthems, Brazil and Turkey.
Mesdames et messieurs, si vous le pouvez, veuillez rester debout pour l'hymne de la Turquie. Please remain standing for the national anthem of Turkey.
Well, the anthems brilliantly observed and given a warm applause from the crowd. Now turning their attention to the action at hand. Luan Gonçalves, the goalkeeper, as well as captain Ricardo Alves, or known as Ricardinho, both missed the World Championships last year in Birmingham. They are back and hoping to return to gold, having been beaten by China in the semi-finals, ending up with a bronze. Jefferson de Conceição, the Palais, wearing number 7, another who coming back from injury. But there's plenty of quality on the bench to come in. Macon Mendes, the number 4, along with Jonathan Borges da Silva, number 6, the 2 debutants in this golden squad, led by Fabio Vasconcelos. 2 times these sides have met in the Paralympics. It was a debut defeat for Turkey in 2012, 4-0, 2-0 the second time in Rio. How will Niyazi Metin's side fare today? Well, Recep Aydeniz, number 2, one of 3 returns from Rio because they didn't qualify for the games in Tokyo. So plenty of pressure on Recep Aydeniz to help lead the next generation. Aydeniz, 35 years old and making his debut, as is Muhammad Ali Oktem, number 3, alongside Aydeniz. Well, they've got plenty of experience on the sideline. Sela Choban, the number 10, captain in 2016, along with Hassan Chateau, number 11. So going for youth and exuberance, Turkey against the continued Paralympic golden generation of Brazil. So Jose Alfredo Martinez Ibarra leading our refereeing quartet as they keep an eye on things. 4 fouls allowed per half. After that, free kick direct would be the punishment, but we'll keep you abreast of all that makes blind football intriguing. But there's mostly just excitement with finally getting underway. Day 4 of the Paralympics. This, the first for the Paralympian footballers. Ricardinho facing up to Recep Aydeniz. They would have faced off against each other 8 years ago. As mentioned, Brazil coming out 2-0 winners. Can Turkey cause a shock? Because it's not just that Brazil have been golden. They have never lost a Paralympic match. Colourful and exuberant in the stands. Of course, silence during the play. And inside the ball, there are bells and whistles to make sure the players know where the ball is. The pitch broken up into 3/3. The goalkeeper will be the vocal one for the defence. The coaches in the middle section. And you'll notice an offensive guide behind the goals for the attacking team. Fabio Vasconcelos was one himself in the past. Now has been from a golden player to a golden coach. He has been there for it all. Recep Aydeniz was there as Turkey made it 5th place 8 years ago. They are the only ones in Group A who have yet to medal. Niyazi Metin will want to change that, but this, a huge task to start with. But this is why you want to be on this stage to test yourself against the best. Underway in the shadow of the Eiffel Tower. It is the all-dominant Samba boys of Brazil, who have never lost a match and have been on top of the podium every Paralympics since blind football made its debut in 2004, up against Turkey in just their third Paralympics. Oh, a lovely little spin and turn from Emre Aslan, though. They're certainly not here to make up the numbers, and he could just get it on goal. Brilliant defence. Coming across was Thiago da Silva. And all the players are at B1, meaning that they have a low, very low, no light perception, but everyone wearing face masks to make sure there is complete parity. The goalkeepers, as you see, the only sighted players on the field, but they must remain in their small rectangular box. So the ball does make noise, which allows players to find where they are. But when you are the player not on the ball, if you approach it, you have to shout "Voy," coming from the Spanish boy to go. And it's a reference to the origins of blind football in the 1920s in Spain. Of course, it's Brazil who will eventually become the masters, but Turkey, with some encouragement from their most experienced player on the field, by Dennis, just taken out, but not unfairly. It certainly can be a rough and tumble sport. Risks of a good few bumps and bruises, even chipped teeth, known to have been a cause. And corner kick, and you'll see it will be touched by Ricardinho for Thiago da Silva. And once they start dribbling out, Turkey will be able to approach with their three-man wall. Ricardinho tried for the cross, had a couple of options. Raimundo Nonato inside the area with Jafinho hovering on the outside. So they go again. Ricardinho showing that amazing close control Brazil are known for. Of course, so important to keep the ball right between your feet, to keep control. But not very easy when you have defenders coming in. So keeping that composure as much as the technique. So we're into this first half, 50 minutes to be played, a change from normal 20. So 2 15-minute halves with a 10-minute break in the middle. Lovely work down the line, just stumbled slightly. Nonato. Switch of play from Jafinho. It's Dennis who got there first, but Brazil snatch it back. Bit of space and time. And he's going all the way, just held up. And the pace of the ball got away from him. So the crowd have to be quiet while the ball is in play. As soon as it goes out, or of course a goal, you'll certainly know about it. Lovely ball, just out of reach for Nonato. Chance to try and settle into this opening match. It's something to take lightly. Chance to represent your country at Paralympics, even for those who have done so many times, including Raimundo Nonato on the ball, 3 times a Paralympic world champion. His endeavour earns another corner kick now on that far side. Not just getting the chance to play in the Paralympics, but it is so rare to be under such an iconic tower as the one Monsieur Eiffel. Lovely skills from the shot, dragged wide, but seems to be finding his range. Chafinho debuting as a 14-year-old, having lost his sight at 6. Said he aspires to be a role model. He's certainly gone and done that and plenty more already. Great defending. Muhammad Ali Oktem stepped across. But Brazil just building that bit of pressure, bit of momentum. As yet, neither goalkeeper brought into action. You can see the ambiance vue. Certainly encouraged to make plenty of noise once the ball is out of play. Now, hush silence. Thiago da Silva, Arana, to get his teeth into this, but it's Ricardinho who takes it on. It's fired across goal. Nonato wasn't a million miles away. Lovely change of direction, just opened up the space. Just looking for that final contact. Emre Aslan, 27-year-old robbed. Nonato just stepped on the ball. Referees, I see 2 of them helping each other out. Just a little bit of confusion. It's gone against Brazil. Nonato doesn't look very happy about that. As is the case in blind football, 4 fouls permitted during each half. After that, indirect free kick will be awarded. We're a long way from that. Something to keep in mind. Great ball to switch the play and then just glides past. Just trying to keep it in. And the ball does rattle, and of course the boards will help in trying to give an idea of position. Mapping out where they are as the shot driven in. Desperate block from Semi Denis. Ricardinho. He'll happily accept the corner. Now the corner count building. So is the expectation. So a 6th corner of the match for Brazil. Can they make this one count? Ricardinho unceremoniously dumped to the terrain. Former 3-time world's best. Shows his longevity, the 35-year-old. He won those 3 awards in 2006, 2014, and the last 6 years ago. So a free kick. You can see Hussein Saïgile, the goalkeeper, just trying to keep his men in line and intact. Doesn't want anything to be firing through. A little bit of rain starting to fall. We certainly had plenty of that of late. The weather has been tumultuous. Can goals start to rain in? Brazil certainly hope so. Ricardinho tries to make the angle. Nonato's there. Well, you can see Saïgile knew he was right on the edge. Nonato looked like he was about to tap it in, and that's why a penalty.
Alors pour vous expliquer, le gardien turc, l'équipe de Turquie a pris le ballon dehors de sa zone et il n'a pas le droit de sortir et de prendre le ballon qui soit touché avec la main en dehors.
Well, he grabbed it. It was outside of his area. Like in 11s, no card shown. Punishment enough for the penalty. So, the offensive guide, Julio Marquez Macena, will start to tap out so that Nonato will be able to map out where he wants to strike it. And then he's going to keep the ball near to his feet, some with hands down. And then he's going to just let fly. There are the taps. Building the picture in his mind. Now looking to get Brazil up and running at Paris 2024. Oh, and he does so brilliantly. And look what it means. He has been a multiple gold medalist with this all-conquering Brazilian side, and yet still skipping for joy under the iconic Eiffel Tower. And they're all in to celebrate Brazil's first Paralympic goal of Paris 2024. An absolute rocket. It was almost past Saïgile before he dived. This is exactly why the front row were warned about mishit shots, because you can see from the power Nonato created. Certainly glad it hit the back of the net. Raimundo Nonato has Brazil up and running. Turkey had managed to keep them at bay. Now they've desperately got to try and find an offensive side to their game. So Brazil leading Turkey by 1-0. Day 4 of the Paralympics and the opening day for the blind football is Turkey. Look for a brilliant response. Just slipped Emre Aslan. The goal at his mercy. Simple stop for Luan Gonçalves. Ricardinho. Oh, it's a brilliant switch. Finho has to wait on it. Now he turns it to the number 10. He goes himself. And now finds a shot. That's a fabulous save. Didn't have a chance with the penalty, but Saïgile trying to make up for giving that penalty away. And Nonato, he felt he was very likely to tap in. Well, certainly Emre Aslan is absolutely flying. Just hasn't been able to find that final touch, but just back into possession. Nonato, though, clearly takes it. Bumps, though, into Dennis. Looks for a shooting opportunity. Over is Dennis. Now back on the ball, Aslan, where Turkey are seeing best The offensive players, that is absolute magic. And they have shocked the Brazilians. They might have thought there was one in red. But now, they've got to make sure they keep the door shut at the other end. Ball goes one way, Jafinho goes the other and collects, but Dennis doing well to defend and block things out. Good communication with Saigire. As mentioned, only 3 returning for Turkey from the 2016 campaign. Emre Aslan, part of the next generation. So change is made. Off goes Dennis. And on comes one of those survivors from Rio, just 21 back in the Brazil Paralympics. Hassan Chateau finally able to return. Turkey failing to qualify for Tokyo 2020. Although qualifying after reaching the European final. Win or lose, they'd make it to Paris 2024 as they faced, eventually lost to France. First touch for Chateau. Aslan certainly caught. Free kick given against Rana. Looking for something offensively, Metin. Led Turkey to that European final against France, losing in Pescara, Italy. This is when we've seen the goalkeepers brought into action. Now a timeout. Still over 6 minutes on the clock. A chance for the coaches to do their work, and Turkey will be relatively happy. Just the one down from the penalty dispatched by Nonato. Football action might be over. Plenty still to entertain as ever at these Paralympic Games. A fun little distraction, but certainly not a time for relaxation for Brazil or Turkey. Serious business of the rest of this. So return to action with Turkey. Free kick, we've only seen the shot of Aslan so far test the goalkeeper Luan Gonçalves, who missed out. Hamstring injury in match day 2 meant he wasn't in goal for the rest of the 2023 Worlds campaign. That was taken over Matthias Bomusa as they ended up with a shock bronze medal, losing on penalties to China, who went on to lose to Brazil's arch rivals Argentina. Referee just making sure everyone's positioned properly. As with the corner kicks, the free kick indirect being just touched off by Recep Aydeniz. Chance to release Hasan Chateau once the offensive guide Mehmet Mustafa Urdoğan has tapped out. Left to Hasan. It's cleared in Brazil. Having defended stoutly. Almost had a break on there, but slowed down and a switch of play. Ricardinho. A little message from the coach. As mentioned, Fabio Vasconcelos, 3 gold medals as a player. Athens, Beijing and London. And then twice golden as a coach as he looks to make it 6 gold medals. Just forced back. Now that Jardiel Vieira Suarez is into the action. Battling with Nonato. Ricardinho heard ball was coming, couldn't keep it. Still able to maintain possession. And now into space. Ricardinho traps it. It's a good block from Hasan Chateau. They can't keep forward momentum. Banana runs into trouble, but just bundles and battles his way through. And if it wasn't for quick reaction from Segile, the Turkey captain might have been caught out. Just dug it out as he went to ground, but had just enough time to readjust. Well, Brazil have never lost a Paralympic blind football match. Turkey have never won one in regulation time. Their only victory came in Rio in the 5th place playoff with Spain. Sumer with the only successful penalty in the shootout. That came after 2 draws and a loss in the group stages. Turkey having lost all 3 matches at London 2012 without scoring a goal. In fact, the first goal and only goal outside of that penalty from Sumer was from Emre Okal. A 1-1 draw with Morocco, who Turkey certainly would aspire to replicate their achievements after West African side to bronze in blind football 3 years ago. So 4 minutes 39 left of this first 15-minute half. As you can see, the clock stopping when the ball is out of play. So the corner kick will be tapped by Recep to Emre Aslan. He can take it for a dribble. The 9, 10, 11 of Brazil. And then press. The ball was clipped in, but didn't find Aslan. That's a great tackle from Aslan. Wanted to get his shot away, and you can see his frustration. Oh, Nonato. Using his body well. What a turn. Dragged back. And there's going to be a caution here. A yellow card out. Mohamed Ali Oktem. Well, he may feel it was a card worth taking, because once Nonato was in on goal, sense of inevitability stopped by Oktem. So, free kick situation. So a change, and it is a Paralympic debut. We are passing defender Maicon Mendes. Usually proud moment as he replaces Parana, otherwise Thiago da Silva. Vasconcelos trying to use the rolling subs best he can. And Maicon Mendes wants to get right involved. Alongside Ricardinho, seems like a difficult discussion to win, but we'll see how it unfolds. Turkey with their wall just inside the goalkeeper's box. Sekile just try and get what he needs from the wall. They've got to stay brave. So the taps from the offensive guide, Lacena, also a coach in aid of Vasconcelos. Well, that would have been a Paralympic debut to remember. Instead, his first touch, Maicon Mendes finding high into the stand. Shows a good team spirit, the Ricardinho and co. I'm happy to let the 24-year-old take that on. And now he's looking to make an impression in open play. Does so well. Look to have lost it. Naslan has shown his danger. But, strong defensive play. And snuffs out the danger. Ball switched from Jardial. Donato. Coutinho. Donato older than him in the squad. Number 10, 35 now. But especially having seen the French squad with a number of 41-year-olds. Good chance there's more Paralympics to come. Of course, LA in 4 years' time, but in the moment, here in Paris, Brazil with a 1-0 lead. 3 minutes of the opening 50 minutes to go. Is the skills, the magic, just missing the cherry on top. Donato has been the star turnout and the oldest on the field, and showing none of his 37-year-old years. As Turkey just happy that it remains just the one. You can see it can be a bit difficult once the ball's rolling. There's not necessarily an awful lot of noise coming off it. You can see that Maicon Mendes was struggling exactly where it was. In the end, they were able to let it go behind safely. As Ricardinho earns a well-earned break. Back on. It is the Paralympic Palais, Jefferson de Conceição, better known as Jefinho. Well, Emery Aslan has made a big impression on the crowd, who give him wonderful ovation. But now on comes Selal Choban. Hoping for better than the defeat 2-0 to Brazil in Rio 8 years ago. It's a lovely ball for Maicon Mendes. Oh, a clash of heads there. A little bit of concern, but sitting down was Anthem. Seemed to impact Jeffinho a little less, but both clearly feeling the accidental knock. Did say it can be plenty of bumps and bruises. Players showing no fear when out on the field. Reminder that all the players wearing masks. There are differences in their visual impairment, so the masks used to provide absolute fairness. Lovely ball down the line. Battling away. Nonato digs out. Ball that just falls behind. Zardial. Hugging the touchline is Jeffinho. Strong but fair from Hassan. Tries to turn back in field, just loses the ball, and here goes Maicon Mendes. Blazing through. The crowd have to be quiet, but it can be difficult. Of course, huge need for the players to be able to hear what's going on. You can hear occasionally the shout of boy, boy, because as the players approach who's on the ball, they have to say it so everyone knows where players are on the field of play. Comes from the Spanish to go. 1920s blind football really launching in that nation. Spain have medalled in the past. Of course, France qualifying as hosts. And Turkey lost to them in the European final, then taking that European Championship place. That's just sliced across. Hassan, Chateau. Sure, there would have been major discussions inside the Turkey camp, particularly from Recep Deniz Çoban and Hasan Chateau. They were all in their early 20s and they made their Paralympic mission come true in Rio. You can be a long time away, given how much competitive qualifying comes year on year. I don't want to let this moment pass, but so far, just the one goal, the penalty from Nonato, that separates the sides. Recep struggling. I think his mask was getting slightly bumped in the collisions, but great challenge from Çoban, that loses out. Really hugging it out, almost ice hockey style against the board. Oh, it's a brilliant turn. But just as the clock clicks down, Hasan Chateau thought he was away. But it's the end of the first of our two 15-minute halves. And it is Raimundo Nonato, after 6 minutes from the penalty spot, who is giving Brazil a slender, deserved 1-0 lead. Certainly Nonato, the star performer. Michael Mendes made an impression as a debutant from the bench. And Emre Aslan certainly got the crowd jumping with his electric skills. But it is Brazil who lead under the Eiffel Tower by 1-0. This second session of blind football from Paris 2024. As the sun starts to dip, certainly no sighted end for the blind football. So the second half to come, but let's have a look back. The first half action, Jeffinho, the shot flash wide, Ricardinho then almost finding a tap in for Nonato, but he needed no second invitation from the penalty spot. Absolutely blasting past the goalkeeper, Emre Aslan, certainly the brightest spark for Turkey. couldn't find a way past Luan Gonçalves. Saguire had to be alert here. He'd gone to ground. Just enough time to readjust to deny Ricardinho. And Emre Aslan firing wide before Maicon tried to make it a debut, never to forget. Nanato in full flight. Just played wide. Certainly been chances here at the Eiffel Tower Stadium. Turkey have struggled to really pressure Luan Gonçalves. It's Brazil who will feel they should have more than what they have so far, which is just a solitary goal lead. Well, the entertainment never stops on the Eiffel Tower stage. Crowd showing their appreciation. And they've just had their appetite whetted for more blind football after a terrific first half of the five-time reigning unbeaten Paralympic champions Brazil, and Turkey looking to make it third time lucky against the Samba boys, having lost 4-0 on their Paralympic debut in London. An improved performance. A 2-0 loss to Brazil in Rio was their only one. 2 draws, and then beating Spain on penalties to finish 5th overall. Sight of the podium. So close. Well, as Mexico get to play their parts, although at the moment it's just the wave variety. Certainly come out to enjoy themselves. A great public here are backing the Paralympics.
savez, ce soir, eh bien, à partir de 20h30, il y a l'équipe de France qui joue. Allez, on peut applaudir surtout, revenons aux choses sérieuses. Il y a une deuxième mi-temps ici, au pied de la Tour Eiffel, dans le plus beau stade du monde. Le Brésil mène actuellement 1-0 face à la Turquie. Faites-moi du bruit, Paris! Paris, je vous attends!
So the half-time break is over. Brazil leading by 1-0 over Turkey as the sun starts to set over the French capital. Turkey will certainly hope it's not going to set on their dreams of trying to get back to parity. So a chance for the crowd to practice silence. Vasconcelos probably be a bit frustrated. His all-stars have not quite made their dominance count, leading just by that one Nonato penalty after Seguide was penalised for handling outside his small but specific area. Back underway the second 50 minutes. As you can just about hear, the rattle in the ball helping the players know where it is. Plenty of them in blind football have spoken about the origins of playing with a plastic bag round a ball with sighted friends. In particular for all the Brazilians, you can see from the close ball control how much they would have been out and about playing. Now, as Jaffinho had said, to find out there's a sport there to really bring prestige, a chance to represent your country, and a sport really just going from strength to strength. It's also a sign when you see countries like Turkey improving. You've seen Colombia make their debut at these Paralympics as well, as the fraternity grows since its humble beginnings in Athens in 2004. Oh, Nonato just slid his way through, just unable to finish off the action. So blind football renamed. It had previously been called five-a-side football at Paralympics. But you know that, as you can see, 4 outfield players, all wearing blindfolds to bring a level playing field. These players will have slightly different levels of visual impairment. The goalkeepers, the only ones who can see. We do have rankings, B1 being most severe, and it's those B1 players who are permitted to play at the Paralympic football, as Nonato gets a bump and a shove. But there are B2 and B3 competitions, just as of now not part of the Paralympic family. But goalkeepers can be B2, B3 or sighted. And they, of course, then help out defensively. In the defensive third, the middle is for the coaches. Vasconcelos of Brazil and Niyazi Metin representing Turkey. And for the attacking players, it is the offensive guide, Julio Marquez Macena for Brazil and Mehmet Mustafa Erdogan for Turkey. And it's now Erdogan who's shouting. And a slight worry. Oh, a swing and a miss. But then, where the legs cut from him, Dennis, maybe a bit fortunate and bundling through with Shoban as Nonato lost his mask. Oh, sneaking away. Chance to strike, but just a slight scoop from Jardiel. Recep. Well, Brazil officially qualified for Paralympic Games through their Pan America gold medal, continuing their dominance in the Americas. They did finish third at the World Championships, but eventually that place going to the side they thumped in the bronze medal match. 7-1 against Colombia as Jardiel, who was golden in Tokyo, then Santiago for the Parapan Games. It was part of the squad that failed to retain their world crown. Became aware of blind football at a school event. Later, a coach called him up to play in school tournaments, and sometimes it's actually knowing about local clubs and opportunities. And Paralympics, paramount importance to the growth of the sport. There's a driving run from Parana. Brilliant switch to Ricardinho. Forced back as he's back on the field. And taking a bit of a break just before half-time. Rolling subs allowed in blind football. The pitch actually the same size as a futsal, and certainly plenty of the Brazilian players have some experience of that. They bring to pay. The corner kick count continues to rise. Brazil, their 7th of the match, although first of this second half is Jafinho. Tries out to try and make space. Just stood on the ball slightly, but does brilliantly to get back on it. Dribbles through! Well, if you wanted to know why he's the Paralympic Pele, that tells you exactly why. Well, listen to the rumble of the Eiffel Tower Stadium. You'll certainly be feeling that on the field of play. We're saying Saigire hardly saw it, and it started with Jafinho stepping on the ball, but look how quickly he turned it into a profitable position. And just as it left his left foot, the right came and sliced through the Turkey net. Well, he scored against Turkey in 2012. 12 years on, he's done it again. No wonder the sending back Emre Aslan. Çoban heads off. And their star man wasn't the first half. He certainly needed to try and turn a tide that has Brazil 2 goals to the good. Great blocking from Parana. Maybe doubling their lead will allow Brazil to relax. Ricardinho has a brilliant ball to Donato, traps it, strikes the post. Not sure if Saguile got a touch, but that was Brazil at their scintillating best. Parana back to Luan, the goalkeeper played out. Loose one from Ricardinho. Under pressure from Aslan. Look at that though. Brilliant close control. The ball releasing Donato. He's up against Anthem, but he's drifted away. Just wants that shooting opportunity. Fine save. Saguile desperate to keep the score down. Oh, he goes down. And Ricardinho has won another penalty. Well, the referee making clear. Tug back, presenting Donato with a second chance for the penalty spot. And you can see the frustration. This opener on Turkey's debut in 2012 ended 4-0 to Brazil. There's a risk of similar or worse if Donato repeats the trick from the first half. Just the 1 goal for their dominance in the first 15-minute period. They're now looking to go 3-0 up very early in the second half. A little bit of words from Macena, the attacking guy behind the goal. He'll now tap out. And he'll start to make his decision. See some players put their hands down to the ball before they kick it. Donato happy to use his foot before unleashing. Well, the same result. A double for Donato as he once again skips away with a youthful joy. Doesn't matter how much success, there's nothing quite like being decisive for your country. Low and hard this time. A slight touch from Saguile, but in the end, Donato making it a brace. The first match for the champions at Paris 2024 as Maicon returns. He almost scored with his first touch. As Ricardinho, who won the penalty, makes way. Not much chance for Maicon to get involved. A quick timeout, and Turkey certainly need one. They may need to go damage limitation.
Allez, vous étiez chaud tout à l'heure. Ça peut partir de n'importe où. Allez, allez, tout le monde, donne tout. Allez, on lâche rien.
Of course, for Turkey, this match won't necessarily define their chances of the knockout phase. It's sure to put the pressure right up when you know your next fixtures are against the European champions who beat you in that final in Pescara 2 years ago, and China, world silver medalists after beating Brazil on penalties in Birmingham, although losing on penalties to now reigning world champions Argentina, who in particular have their sights on finally getting past Brazil. Easier said than done. China themselves twice the last two Paralympics have finished fourth. France and China, both former silver medalists. That is the mountain that Turkey have to conquer to reach the knockout phase. At the moment, not quite being outclassed by Brazil, but they are certainly being overpowered and outscored. So a couple of changes. Demirel and Denis back on, Anthem and Chateau making way. They really need Aslan to get in front of goal. Twisting and turning. He's got a long way to go through. Certainly not shy to try. Needs to try and find a shooting opportunity, swing and a miss. Under pressure from Maicon. And gives away the free kick. You have to be careful about the foul count. Any more than 4.5 will result in indirect free kicks. Turkey did manage to keep it to just the 4 in the first half. They're already up to 3 in this second. Maicon under pressure, turns brilliantly, and now happy to just drive into the space. Lovely touch though to keep that under control, but finally Demirel has just come on, got a foot to it. Now Aslan just outnumbered really. Brazil able to get enough bodies across. Renato giving up on that, but Recep comes across to help Denis. Loses out to Recep. He's on his own in the minute. He's done really well initially to keep the hold of it, but eventually Ranat wins it back for Brazil. Switch of play to Jafinho. Oh, lovely. Drop of the shoulder. He's already showed what he can do with one Brazilian goal from open play. It's currently Brazil have had 14 shots to just the 3 of Turkey. And of those 3, only one has made Luan Gonçalves make a save, and it wasn't one that really troubled the multiple gold medalist. It's the Brazilian number 1. And he sets up his wall. It's a rare corner for Turkey. Just 2 in the first half. This now their second of the second half as Aslan will try to turn, but he only turned into trouble. Maicon forces him onto the halfway line. Nice try of skill, but Maicon too strong, and then support from Nonato. He wants a corner. Looks like he's going to get it. You can just see the scoreline obviously gives you an indication of how this match has gone, but even the fact that it is 3-0 in Turkey's disfavour as such in terms of team fouls, as I mentioned, 4 allowed before direct free kicks are awarded for subsequent fouls. Brazil just haven't had to get their hands dirty. So back in play. Rana and Maicon for a protection, but switches to Jafinho. Halfway line, look at that wonderful technique of keeping the ball so close. Just at the final moment, Couldn't get a clean shot at goal. Once again, it's just magnificent. Nonato, off he goes, cuts back inside. Turkey, though, able to get enough bodies back. Aslan has to move forward, lovely little shift. Well, it's very unlucky on Aslan. Certainly not much he could have done about that, but the collision does bring a foul against Turkey, and they've now had their 4 allotted. Well, ready to come back on Jardiel. And it was 8. And it's going to be some nation you'd expect for Nonato. What a performance. Maybe back out before the end, but certainly Fabio Vasconcelos knows big matches to come. Absolutely doesn't have to run his stars into the ground, especially with the quality of the squad. The real difficulty for the Brazilian selectors is who to leave out. Such is the strength of blind football in Brazil. Turkey just looking for a glimmer of hope. The match may well be lost, but having never scored against Brazil at Paralympic Games, Metin would certainly love to at least make some progress and try and have something to build on when future pool matches arrive. Aslan, well, likes to go back, slightly tripped. Not enough for a free kick, and Brazil to get forward as quickly as possible. Jardiel almost running into trouble, but instead manages to play a lovely ball down to Parada. It's a lovely 1-2. Just lost under his feet, but recovers. And now has a chance to shoot. Flashed wide. Jardiel, one of 4 who play for Apace in Brazil, along with teammate Maicon Mendes. Felipe Borges da Silva on the bench, along with goalkeeper Matias Bamusa, also representing the club. Best represented of the Paralympic squad. Maestro with 3, stars being Parana and Jafinho. And then Agafuk with Luan, Ricardinho, and Nonato. Takea, it's a pretty good mix as well. Bursa, Nakatel, Yannick Mahali, Chankaya, and Izmir all represented. Such a play. Just see right ear perk up of Jardiel. Turkey, they'll get enough bodies in the way. Have to be careful though. I think he was looking for a bit better information. He certainly looked frustrated, as it looks like being a debut for Jonathan Borges da Silva. We saw Maicon Mendes, the other newbie in the squad. And now a chance for Borges da Silva, and he gets the honour of replacing blind football legend in Jafinho. His magnificent solo goal, sandwiched between 2 Nonato penalties. What a moment for 26-year-old Borges da Silva. He is on and ready to get involved. Another of the Apache boys getting on the field. Aslan, oh, that's brilliant. Blasting away. Maicon tried to keep up with him, and he just couldn't force it in. Well, if he gets any encouragement, he is setting rocket fuel off. Absolutely flying. Maicon did well, though, to at least get back and hold him up a bit, and Luan got down smartly. He's been pretty inactive at the disputed number one. Doing brilliantly. Started playing futsal at 8 years old, Luan, but was invited to blind football by Damiao, Rio and Tokyo gold medalist. One of the two, along with Barros, to miss out this time around, with Maicon and Jonathan taking their places. Turkey so close to a first ever goal against Brazil. Certainly Emre Aslan is their best hope. But as the timeout is playing out, it is Brazil in full control. 3-0 they lead.
Et on peut continuer de taper dans les mains. Allez, 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 allez.
Ocasio scored in the Rio matchup with Turkey. Now, happy to get his Paris 2024 underway. 25-year-old hugging the far touchline, deep in the Turkey defensive third. Maicon. Lose control. Not in a rush, and then pokes the ball through, but well heard by Denis. Gets support from Aslan. This is who Brazil know they have to worry about, and certainly that's a China will be taking note. But that's brilliant. Strength, determination from Jonathan. Not just win the ball back, but get Brazil on the front foot. Jardiel bundles through. Almost fell kindly for Casio. Just gets broken through the boarding. Strong, resolute defending from Semi Denis. The oldest in the Turkey squad, the number 16 at 35. Oktem, number 3 defender, the youngest at 23. Of either of the squads. Jonathan getting a little tied up. Adiel just trying to bring a little bit of calm. Oh, thought about the shot, but really just fired through Demirel. So a corner kick for Brazil. That is their 10th of the match. Lovely footwork. Felt a little tug maybe. Shot trundling through, but Turkey have Aslan in possession. Lovely skills Gets a shot away, and it's just past the post. Luan taking no chances. Whether it was going to creep in or not, might have been the post, but the goalkeeper was going to take absolutely no chances. Well, they had a corner, now they've ended up on the halfway line. Aslan was telling Recep to leave it to him. You can see why. Just losing control. As soon as the ball's away from between your feet, it becomes so much more difficult. Dardial showing what it looks like when it's done to perfection. Oh, he's tripped there. And a fifth foul.
Allez, on peut faire un peu de bruit avant qu'il lance, puisqu'il faut pour le coup franc avec 54
So each foul will now be punished. So a little bit further back from the penalty spot, by 8 yards. But equal danger for Turkey and their captain, Saygili.
Substitution, remplacement pour l'équipe de Turquie, la sortie du numéro 5, Ertuğrul Demirel, et l'entrée du numéro 11.
Demirel's heading off. Hasan Satay heading back on.
Vous allez assister à un double penalty, non pas deux penalties, mais un penalty tiré.
So Nonato with 2 penalties, either side of Jafinho's stunning solo effort. And now a free kick from 8 yards. After a fifth foul of this second period. So things can get quickly much worse for Turkey. So silence called, as is the case whenever play is active. The ball's out of play, or a goal is scored, well then this capacity crowd, the Eiffel Tower Stadium, can really let their passions show. So a tap from the offensive guide, setting the marker for Maicon. Well, I sense he felt he could dribble it. Whistle had already gone against him before he once again launched it high and wide. Took it to the right there, and you see, well, you can see Julio Marquez Macena behind the goal, shrugging. And what are you doing? Youthful exuberance from 24-year-old Paralympic debutante. So the score remains 3. Niazi Metin, those who are heading into the final minute or so of play. Brazil will be happy, of course, with this result. But, they may just think they could have been even more emphatic with the scoreline. But in the end, 3-0 and easy so far. Aslan has been a big threat, but hasn't been able to puncture Luan Gonçalves' net. Stepping across is Brazilian Cassio. Getting a little bit of a cuddle there from Hasan Satay. They're not going anywhere fast. The ball away. It ends up rolling out Turkey. I want to get on with it quickly, but just the 20 seconds left. They've never scored against Brazil at a Paralympic Games. They certainly would love to at least do that before the end. It doesn't. Certainly they're running out of time. But they do have a corner with 12 seconds remaining. So out comes Asad Chateau. You think trying to score a goal in blind football is tough. Try dodging a wasp as you commentate. Otherwise, it has been a terrific first day of blind football at the Paralympics under the iconic Eiffel Tower. In the end, it's Brazil who have worked their way to a comprehensive victory in their first match of Group A. They have still never lost. The 5-time Paralympic gold medalists. Fabio Vasconcelos has won 3 as a player, 2 as a coach, and his team, led by the penalties of Nonato and the sumptuous individual effort from Jafinho, has meant they've got their defence of the title underway. Turkey have now lost 2, 3 and 4-0 to Brazil at Paralympic Games. But they'll know they still have destiny in their own hands when they face off in their other 2 group matches, but it won't get that much easier. But it doesn't get tougher than Brazil at the Paralympic Games. There's 3-0, but it could have been an awful lot more. 10 of 17 shots on target. Turkey just managing 3 on Luan's goal. And in truth, they didn't work him hard enough, despite some individual brilliance from Emre Aslan. So Brazil top the group and looking an early commanding lead, but we'll see what happens when the People's Republic of China take on host France. But at the moment, it's Brazil sparkling once again, and doing so under the Eiffel Tower at Paris 2024. And here's some of the highlights from a terrific victory. Brazil, it could have been more, but Nonato's penalty double and the wonderful individual effort we saw from Jefinho putting Turkey to bed. Well, that is how it was done. Brazil 3 to the good and get their title defence up and running. But coming up, the hosts are ready to party. They face People's Republic of China. But for now, Brazil bask in their brilliant performance to kick off Paris 2024's blind football.
Coming next, you know what is coming next. 8:30 p.m. France is coming here at the Eiffel Tower Stadium. La France contre la République démocratique de Chine. Et mesdames et messieurs, Charlie, on a envie de se préparer au mieux.
Bien sûr, carrément. On va vous chauffer un petit peu. On va voir si vous êtes des vrais fans de l'équipe de France. On va se prendre un coin chacun avec Christophe. Moi je vais venir de ce côté. Ouais, ça va de ce côté ou pas? Faites-moi du bruit là. J'ai rien entendu, faites-moi du bruit. Voilà. Comment ça va de ton côté?
De mon côté, j'ai même pas besoin de demander.
On peut faire mieux ou pas? Bien sûr.
Pour celles et ceux qui ont déjà été dans un stade de foot, vous allez peut-être pouvoir aider les autres. Mais que diriez-vous qu'on se fasse un chant classique des stades de foot, par exemple? Allez, la France! Nous sommes les Français! Et nous allons gagner!
Allez la France!
Allez, la France!
Tout le monde! Allez la France! Pas mal.
Et maintenant, moi j'ai envie de sauter. Allez, Charlie, tous les deux, on est vieux, on n'est pas en forme, mais vous l'êtes. Alors, sautez avec nous. La 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 la.
Allez tout le monde, tout le monde, tout le monde!
Allez!
Allez, il est fatigué. Bon, j'espère que vous ne serez pas fatigués. Ça va débuter dans un instant, 20h30. La France face à la Chine, ça va être chaud bouillant. On compte sur vous pour faire du bruit. Les amis, le warm-up, l'entraînement va débuter dans un instant. La pression va commencer à monter tout doucement. Je vois des maillots bleus qui se préparent. J'aimerais qu'on fasse monter la pression, s'il vous plaît. Attention.
Ils ne vont pas tarder à arriver. Il va falloir les accueillir comme jamais, mesdames est à vous.
L'entrée sur le terrain de l'équipe de
Évidemment, comme on est le plus grand public du monde, on est également fair play. Alors on va mettre le feu pour l'équipe
de la République populaire de Chine.
Please welcome people from the Republic of China.
Allez, comme lors de la première rencontre, vous le savez, 20 minutes d'entraînement dans le plus grand des silences. Mais on a encore quelques petites secondes pour pousser les bleus. Allez, les bleus! Plus fort! Allez, on va vous demander maintenant d'être le plus silencieux possible. Merci beaucoup. On se retrouvera plus tard.
Now, for 20 minutes, please, silence for the warm-up for the two teams. Thank you very much.
peut se chauffer, les amis. On tape dans les mains, tout le monde. J'aimerais qu'on l'applaudisse bien fort, s'il vous plaît. Plus fort, plus fort, plus fort, plus fort, plus fort. Allez, j'aimerais qu'on accueille bien fort avant d'accueillir les deux équipes, les volontaires, les bénévoles. Toujours faites-moi du bruit pour les volontaires. Allez, maintenant j'aimerais qu'on fasse trembler le stadium de la Tour Eiffel pour accueillir, s'il vous plaît, messieurs, l'équipe de France!
Well, listen to the racket at the Eiffel Tower Stadium, aptly named, given what is high above us in the sky. But the tricolour waving public are here for one reason, and that's to celebrate the first day of the blind football and the host France taking on the People's Republic of China. Thumbs up and readying for a titanic match between two former Paralympic silver medalists. Brazil top of the group after defeating Turkey by 3-0. 3 points also sees them top Group A. But now it is the national anthems, and it could be a rip-roaring one. The People's Republic of China, and then the hosts, France.
For the national anthem of France.
Spine-tingling atmosphere, the Eiffel Tower, as France prepare to face off with the People's Republic of China.
National anthem of People's Republic of China.
People's Republic of China anthem also warmly applauded. And it's France lining up. Bartolomucci was second choice at Tokyo, now the number one. And it is experience for sure. 4 41-year-olds, Alexis Diomé, Viru and Diakite, all returning from that disappointment in Tokyo when Les Bleus finished 8th, looking to replicate the achievements of the 2012 vintage of Ariski and Captain Viru, the number 10, having been part of that silver medal winning side. Amongst the substitute, plenty of experience as well. Gaël River, the number 4, as well as Martin Baron. Also, 2 of 4 of the silver medalists from London. Just the 4th appearance at the Paralympic Games for France. Although, of course, despite qualifying as host, they did win the European crown in 2022. Well, the People's Republic of China beat Brazil in the World semi-final last year, losing out on penalties to Argentina. And they go with 4 of the 5 who started that final matchup with Albe Celeste. Only Lee, the number 8, just waving there, comes in place of Yu Yutan. Zhu wearing number 12, but the number 1, certainly during the World Cup in Birmingham, England. Plenty of exciting talent with number 9, Xu Guanzheng. And as mentioned, Yu Yutan, we want to get back on the pitch as soon as possible, but obvious choices having to be made by coach Rizun Wang and his French counterpart Toussaint Akpoué. Well, Germinal Dante Lobrano of Argentina leading our quartet. You will see 2 referees on the pitch, making sure, eagle-eyed, on what's to come. Each team allowed 4 fouls during each of our 2 15-minute halves with a 10-minute break. After that, it will be a spot kick from 8 yards. Penalties a little bit closer. Well, the masks being worn to have parity as the B1 ranking for low visibility. It can differ, so bringing uniform to proceedings. The goalkeepers, the only sighted players on the field, but they must remain in their very tight rectangle outside of the goal. The coaches can shout their instructions in the middle third of the pitch. In the other 2, it will be the goalkeepers defensively keeping things on track. And there are guides. Yannick Le Colvez for France and Li Jin for China. As we see Toussaint Akpoué, he will hope to lead the nation to a home medal. Thierry Henry managed to snap a silver during the Olympics. What can Les Bleus do in the blind football, the Paralympics? For China, it's been medal pain since Beijing's home Olympics, themselves being silver medalists, of course, losing out to Brazil, but it's been 4th place since the last 2 editions of the Paralympics. Wang Jizun wants to change that about. It's coming up to kick-off. It is France against the People's Republic of China, the second match of Group A.
Le silence est parfait. Merci. Et allez les Bleus.
And the final checks being made. Silence needed when the ball is in play. Crowd able to get involved when the ball's out to play. Of course, a goal. Well, it's kick-off. The second match of Group A. People's Republic of China kicking off against the hosts, France. Real quality matchup on this first day of blind football. Certainly no prisoners being taken. Thumping challenge. Certainly no quarters given. End of a match can be left with quite a few bumps and bruises, as well as even chipped teeth. There's an early touch for it. Khalifa Jume, France's number 9. He was part of the French squad. That real disappointment in Tokyo, finishing 8th place of 8, but looking for a fast start here. The 4 outfield players were all part of that Paralympic journey 3 years ago. And Aleski and Villerue, the number 5 and 10 respectively, were on the podium in London. Their solitary medal in the previous 3 appearances. For People's Republic of China, it started at their home Paralympics in Beijing. Silver medal, only losing 2-1 to Brazil. It's been 4th place. And the pain of missing out on medals in the last 2 Paralympic editions. France looking to bring the crowd to life. Staying quiet because, as you can hear, a bit of a jingle. There is little in the ball that makes noise to allow the players to know where the ball is. That is a clean, forceful challenge from Yume. He's certainly happy to put himself about. Oh, that is a cruncher. Villerue certainly trying to press with Yume. But China still come away with it, and it's driving run from Zhu Ruming. And now the crowd could come to life with the stoppage in play. Show their appreciation. And obviously, France outnumbering in terms of support, but there is a very strong Chinese contingent. As you look towards the Eiffel Tower, wonderful atmosphere to play, particularly 3 years on from Tokyo, where of course for COVID reasons there weren't the support. So what a wonderful occasion for these Paralympians. Oh, it's a wonderful strike. The first meaningful one from Zhu. Absolute flying save from Alessandro Bartolomucci. And China keep the pressure on. Well, they need the encouragement because China are here to play party poopers, but it took a fabulous save from Bartolomucci. Both goalkeepers sighted, the only ones on the pitch who are. Each side do have guides behind the goal, try and assist the offensive team. You saw the good communication there as the goalkeeper takes responsibility in the defensive third. Zhu Huachu giving the right information to allow Liu Meng to let the ball run out. Liu Meng, number 3 there. scored a penalty in the success over Brazil at the World Championships last year. Turns out last touch actually was off Chinese player. So the corner will be tapped to Diakite. That will allow him to dribble out. The three-man wall will advance to defend. You can hear occasionally the shout of boy. It's a throwback to where blind football came to prominence in Spain. Boy meaning to go. And players have to shout that as they come towards the ball in order to give an idea of where they are on the pitch. Now a chance to attack after some defending from Liu Meng. He does brilliantly. It's fine goalkeeping. Bartolomucci's had to be busy in these opening few minutes. 2 15-minute halves in this blind football. 5 aside. 4 outfield players. And that is another cruncher. I've seen a few from Khalifa Yume. So a foul against France. 4 allowed per half, meaning after that it will be indirect or direct free kick. The spot just outside the D. Penalties will be taken on the line, but this inside the centre circle. The pitch, same size as a futsal one. Certainly see some skills that are very much home in that kind of arena. The Haifa just a little bit stuck. His captain, Zhang Jiabin, helps out. France having to work hard defensively to try and keep China out. The crowd getting their chance to try and bring them some encouragement. It's China in the ascendancy. See the assistant just rattling the ball. Keeps the players in knowledge and twisting and turning. Li gets a shove from the captain, Viru. You see with the dribbling, you want to keep it tight and close to the feet, and then it's that close control where you can start to show your magic. Ball out from Bartolomucci. Space and time for Diakite. And now driving run. Will win a corner though. And that brings the partisan crowd here, the Eiffel Tower, to life. Really great covering though from Liu Meng. Stepped across well. Represents Yuman, his club, along with number 8 Li. Diakite turns back, tried to fire through. They're coming together. Sees it behind for a goal kick. Well, France, 13 years after their previous European gold, once again Kings of Europe. 2 years ago in Pescara, Italy, defeating Turkey in that final. It was 2009, they were golden in Nantes, and they would love to replicate this at Paris 2024. But certainly a medal for Toussaint Akpoué would be a great achievement, considering just one from the previous 3 appearances.
Referee time.
China, this is their 5th edition of the Paralympic blind football that until Paris 2024 was officially named 5-a-side football. Another change from Tokyo, 2 15-minute halves as opposed to 20. That still is the regulation in the rest of the blind football calendar. Ball played into feet, but Giroud was just shifting to his left, rolled by. So 2 fouls so far from France, the 1 for China. Oh, runs through the feet. Very fortunate, Bartolomucci able to see the ball run to him. If he touches it outside of his small rectangle, it will be a penalty. So that's why you'll see him be very nervous as it rolls towards him. France have to be a little careful. That's already 3 fouls committed. They've only got 1 more left before China start to really put the pressure on. They'll get 3 shots at goal for anything past 4 fouls. That is a wonderful shot with so little backlift from Frédéric Viru. It's a comfortable enough save for Shu. Shu meaning rising sun in Chinese, but it's sun that starts to disappear and create this amazing visual of the Eiffel Tower Stadium. And able to enjoy top-class blind football for Paris 2024. Well, it's been physical, but for the most part fair, despite the foul count. Battling through Hakim Rizki. Not giving a minute's rest, but it's another foul. And France's aggressivity could yet come to bite them. And some movement on the French bench. There are rolling subs. So don't worry if your favourite player is sent to the sidelines. Likely be back. No changes as yet. Zhang Jabin heartbreakingly missed a penalty in the World Final against Argentina. Diakite just getting a little bump there. Just stopped his momentum.
Referee timeout. Tamam.
Down the line. China in possession. Looking for that vital opener. Oh, that's a fabulous, not just challenge, but then suddenly on attack for Yume. He's just trying to get an idea where Liu Meng was. Great defended to get himself between man and ball. Once the ball's away from their feet, obviously a challenge to get back control. So much going on. You can tell exactly why the crowd are told to be quiet. It's already mayhem enough on the field. Oh, lovely twisting and turning. Roberto Lamucci, fortunately, has brought his A game so far. Third shot, all on target for China. The timeout here. It's an issue with the masks. They're worn to make sure everyone is playing at the same level, given there are differences between the visual impairment. B1 signifying the lowest of visual impairment or light perception. There are B2 and B3, which also do have international blind football competitions, but as things stand, not at the Paralympics. Ball forward from Areski. Areski is 18-year-old. Went back in his birthplace of Algeria. The demonstration in the end, he was shot and eventually ended up in a hospital in France, where they managed to save his foot. But a bullet that would have killed him had he not turned his head did sever the optic nerve. But while at a blind centre in Paris was top rail, piano, guitar, and introduced to blind football and spoken about the joy of being able to get back playing football. 2012 silver medalist alongside Gaël Rivière, who talked about his inspiration after the '98 World Cup in France. They're looking to be the heroes here. And Virou not far away from an opener. Looking to maybe play the role of Zinedine Zidane, but his left-footed effort just dragged wide the left-hand post of Shu Wachu. The Haifa. Good communication. Means they didn't get in each other's ways. Virou just ghosts in. Now using the board. Did play a nice ball across, but France had maintained a rather defensive lineup. Now Yume, certainly encouraged to go forward. Gets a bump from Zhang, the Chinese captain. But his hard work is not gone unrewarded, but you can certainly see it's the oldest squad, 41, all of the outfield players for France, so still showing their high levels of fitness, and certainly has been talk of the increased professionalism around blind football. Joined the Paralympic family in 2004 in Athens. And, going from strength to strength. Brazil have been the ones to set the benchmark, but nations like China, Argentina, France want to be in that conversation, are starting to push the Samba boys, and that was shown with Argentina earning the world crown ahead of China, who had put out Brazil, who ended up with bronze. It's 0-0, and you can see exactly why these two teams well matched and giving up not 1 inch. Just trying to track the ball. Now in possession, feels the pressure and runs into Zhang, seen as a natural collision. Diakite back into position. Certainly trying to narrow the space for China to work in. Force back towards the halfway line. Villieu now. Oh, cuts inside, just stumbles slightly, but then gets a shooting opportunity. It's on target. But good positioning is Zhu. Just calls for some calm, but he created that out of absolutely nothing other than his perseverance and skill. Just getting that moment. You've got your balance, you know where the ball is, and they can really thump them. And it might be one for Chinese captain, but Zhang just let it run too far. Team foul's being recorded on screen here in the Eiffel Tower Stadium, 3-0. So it does appear France have a little bit of breathing room. They have, since the early parts of the half, have improved their disciplinary output, but that was a great block from Diakite, but China do manage to get back on and in possession. Li, oh, it's lovely balance. But Versailles just won't give it up. Oh, but he gets a kick from Yume. A little bit of jeopardy for Les Bleus. Oh, fabulous challenge. Got right on the ball. Unfortunately, can only find Zhang. Look at the close control, despite getting a few knocks there. Little ooh from the crowd, who were warned if they're in the front rows, especially behind the goals, to be wary of a ball that is off target and heading towards you. Wonderful scenes here with faces of the players being lifted up, cardboard cutouts in the stands. Now is sun fades. Eiffel Tower lighting up this incredible affair. Looking for a bit of communication there as Yutan enters the fray. He's the only one missing from the starting lineup who started the World Cup final, the championship final against Argentina. Well, a timeout called as we look at this iconic venue. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity at the moment. It is the host France, 0-0 against China. The artistic performance now for the true Paralympian artists to take back to the field. Nestled under the Eiffel Tower, The Champ de Mars behind us, the arena there, still bringing the best of sport for Paris 2024. Just day 4, and still so much to come. These the opening images and moments of blind football. These the preliminary group stages. But with every passing minute, every passing match, the pressure to medal will rise for some. These two nations certainly hope so, but only the top 2 in the group will retain hopes of a medal. And in a group that has the 5-time reigning Paralympic champions Brazil, world silver medalist China, European champions of France, and Turkey, who were the runners-up to Les Bleus in Pescara 2 years ago. It certainly shows how tough a task.
Un changement pour l'équipe de Chine avec la sortie du numéro 8, Li Raifu, l'entrée en jeu du numéro 11, Zhu Qiuming. Également la sortie du numéro 7, Yu Tan, et l'entrée en jeu du numéro 10, Jiang Yang.
So just a few checks being made. Zhong Liang waiting patiently to head on. So Yu Tan, short time out in the field. And, heading out together. Zhu Ruming returns. He has Zhong Liang for company. Yu and Li head off as China look for that elusive breakthrough, and they have a corner kick to try and make that happen. Zhu Ruming, 24 years old, is part of the side that finished 4th 3 years ago. Twice medaled at World Championships as well, of course. As that is a brilliant save. He's had to be busy, Bartolomucci. Fabulous effort from Zhu. Scored a penalty to see China reach that world final. Of course, qualifying for Paralympics with their gold medal performance at the Asian Para Games in Hangzhou, China. So another corner. So we head towards the dying embers of this first half. 2 50-minute halves. We've just got under 3 minutes left of the first. We're certainly working a very tight space. Zhang. Good strength from Viru, just putting his body across. Has the hands out and gets to the ball first. Took of the shirt there. The referee is happy for some level of physicality, not so much there from Jume. Good touch from the referee. So something to chew over for Akpue as he looks for tune out of his veteran team. Yet to make any changes. China have early doors. Shuffled their pack as the light show brings that extra sparkle to proceedings. Who will bring the fireworks on the field?
Allez, corner. On peut faire du bruit encore 2 minutes à jouer dans cette première période. Entre la France.
An unforgettable venue in what is going to be one of the most spectacular Paralympics ever here in the French capital. Of course, for the partisan crowd, desperate to see French success. Certainly the sports paper, L'Équipe, has been right on top of it, and they know could be splashed on the pages all across the country. But China, as mentioned, winning silver medal at their home Olympics, are here for their own piece of Paralympic history, especially after their World Championship performance. France on the move. Diakite. Just let it run away from him. And we're into nearly the final 90 seconds of this first half, with the Eiffel Tower still sparkling up above. It is far more of a tense battling affair on the field of play. But here's Viru. Just saw the ball run away from him. Frustration for Markway. Thumping challenge. Most of them have been well timed though. Cuts back onto his right. Again finds the target, but is aware and well positioned play from Xu. And certainly goalkeeper for China. Xu could not stop the rocket that gave Argentina world gold last year. Hoping for better this time around, but so far in this opening match, as we're inside the final minute, nothing to separate the teams. Well, kept his calm there, Liu. And now on the attack himself. Oh, it's wonderful. Graceful dribbling. Just gets held up though by Arezki. Well, they're certainly giving their absolute everything out there. And the crowd showing their appreciation. We may not yet have had any goals. Well, we've had some great moments. Viru making sure Xu remains honest, but it's Bartolomucci who has been absolutely spectacular in the French goal to keep China out. And quick time out. There's only 15 seconds left of the half. Still enough time though to find the breakthrough. Long conversation in the ear of Li Haifa. Such an important match when they know only the top two will advance to the medal matches. Of course, the semi-finals that will then decide who will go into the gold medal match with a medal, if not colour, guaranteed. And the most painful match that China have witnessed in the last two editions, that bronze medal match, having lost, and particularly 3 years ago, heavily to a brilliant first medal for an African side, Morocco. In the other group, along with world champions Argentina, debutants Colombia, and last edition's host Japan. Driving run from Zhang. That is a major collision. So that's it for the first half. Villereux continues to be the biggest goal threat for Les Bleus. But flags of Allez la Chine, they've come to make a statement here in France. But they found Alessandro Bartolomucci in fine form. But at the halftime break, it is France 0, People's Republic of China 0, and the men's blind football.
Allez, on voit les stats sur l'écran. 0-0 pour l'instant entre la France et la République populaire de Chine. La possession est pour la République populaire de Chine. 62% face à 38. 4 tirs partout. 3 tirs perdus pour la France, 4 pour la République populaire de Chine. Et ils sont là. Ils vont prendre un petit peu de fraîcheur, mais j'aimerais qu'on fasse du bruit, s'il vous plaît, pour l'équipe de France.
Well, it was certainly Alessandro Bartolomucci who had to be at his absolute best. The reserve goalkeeper 3 years ago, proving exactly why he's now number one. Villereux created chances on his own. Shu Huachu also proving hard to beat. Li Haifa, along with Captain Zhang, having their big chances. This is number 10. On that occasion, unable to hit the target. When he did, he was thwarted. It's certainly been tight. It's been competitive. As things stand, remaining goalless, the goalkeepers coming to the fore. So goalless at the break. It's been tight. As mentioned, the goalkeepers have kept their wits about you. And China have had the most of possession though. France have still looked dangerous. How will the second half go? Don't miss it.
Allez, on sent que vous êtes chaud, on va passer à un karaoké, on va voir si vous avez de la voix ce soir, Paris.
Est-ce que ça vous dirait de chanter un peu avec nous?
Vous la connaissez par cœur. Allez, je veux vous entendre tout le monde.
Je me baladais sur l'avenue, le cœur ouvert à l'inconnu. J'avais envie de dire bonjour à n'importe qui, et ce fut toi. Je t'ai dit n'importe quoi, il suffisait de te parler pour t'apprivoiser.
Tout le monde.
Oh, Champs-Élysées, oh, Champs-Élysées. Au soleil, sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. Tu m'as dit j'ai rendez-vous dans un sous-sol avec des fous qui vivent la guitare à la main du soir au matin. Alors je t'ai accompagné, on a chanté, on a dansé et on n'a même pas pensé
Allez,
à
tous
s'embrasser.
ensemble le plus fort possible.
Au soleil, sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. Hier soir, deux inconnus, et ce matin sur l'avenue, deux amoureux tout étourdis par la longue nuit. Et de l'étoile à la concorde, un orchestre a mis le corps. Tous les oiseaux du point du jour chantent l'amour. Oh, Champs-Élysées, oh, Champs-Élysées. Au soleil, sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées.
Vous êtes formidables. Vous êtes formidables.
Au soleil, sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. Oh, Champs-Élysées.
Allez, on va accueillir les équipes. On va venir. Les équipes vont entrer. On va faire du bruit de ce côté-là. Tout le monde. Allez, on va faire du bruit. Ici, ici, là, partout. Allez, 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 allez.
Well, welcome back ahead of the second half. The atmosphere only being augmented during that 10-minute pause. Rip-roaring renditions. The sparkling Eiffel Tower. We've had everything but goals. Will we see them in the second half? Certainly chewing over it. Those 10 minutes. The coach of China, Wang Gijun. And his French counterpart, Toussaint Akpoué. They'll be looking to make their mark. And at the moment, Akpoué sticking with his starting five. The crowd being encouraged to remain silent. Understandable reasons. Players needing as much silence in order to know what's going on around them. There's plenty of noise as it is from coaches, the guides behind the goal, the goalkeepers, and the players themselves. Ready to get back underway. So France kick us off the second half of these nations' first blind football match of Paris 2024. France People's Republic of China currently goalless. Villeroux has been by far the closest for the hosts. Looking to win themselves a corner, but Captain Zhang Jiaban winning out in the battle of the armbands. So into a second half of 15 minutes. Previous Paralympics has been, as is regular on the blind football circuit, 20-minute halves. So shorter and more intense. Villeroux just blocked by Liu Meng. And quickly out by Zhu. So there is a chance for China here as he blasts through. Blocked out was Zhu. Villeroux able to let that go. So in the ball there is bells and whistles to make sure the players can hear it as it moves. Players also, as they approach the ball, have to shout "Voy." A hark back to the origins of the sport in Spain. "Voy" meaning to go. Certainly these nations looking to go and get their Paralympic campaign truly up and running. The draw, of course, wouldn't be a disaster, but they do know they will face Brazil as well as Turkey. But once again, Bartolomucci has been razor sharp. But it was wonderful from Zhang, and that's why the Chinese fans are so enthused. He just got it out of his feet here. Strong effort, but Bartolomucci, his positioning meaning it was straight at him. They do have a corner. So it will be touched in, allowing Li, the number 8, to release potentially Zhu Ruiming. They got going, but not done properly. So France's ball. Well, that's run all the way through. Blindfolds for all the players to make sure there's parity, as there are differences between the levels of visual impairment, but the goalkeepers are the two-sighted players. But they must remain in that small rectangle. Ball runs away from Li, but has it back under control, uses the board. Tried to turn, but that's a great challenge from Arezki, who wants to keep going. Might go all the way. Oh, the whistle had just gone before he had released the effort, but that was absolutely lung-bursting from the Algerian-born French international. A free kick given. There would have been a lot more protestations had Kate thumped it into the net. As it is, continue at 0-0. Oh, he picked up a really good position. Khalifa Yume just couldn't trap it. Diakite. At that point, Yume dropped back, so China get easy possession. Li. Twisting and turning. Villeroux, though, does so well understanding how to attack the ball. Because if his timing's off, he'd be giving up a lot of fouls. Great challenge, wins the ball back for Les Bleus. Oh, and breaking through! The roar of the Eiffel Tower Stadium matches the magical moment for Khalifa Yume. Well, it was brilliance as he dribbled his way through, and then the ball ran through the legs of Liu, and he had the precision when he got to the ball to just knock it past the exposed Zhu. Khalifa Yume gets France's home Paralympic Games up and running. He was part of the 2020 vintage that lost all 3 games, failed to score a goal, and yet now they have finally got back on track in a group stage. They did go on to finish 8th 3 years ago in a 3-2 thriller against Thailand. Yume getting both those goals. But now they've given themselves a vital advantage. But China, silver medalists of the World Championships last year, 4th in the last 2 editions, silver medalists in Beijing, their home Paralympics. They are certainly not going to shy away from this fight, but they've been given a first blow to deal with. Li tried to cut back in. Vilru happy to do the defensive door work, and look at the reaction, the roar. Crowd able to let out a huge amount of emotion, given they have to stay silent or when the ball is in play, and just the outburst of emotion when Yume hit the back of the net. You can see using the boards and the ball to keep track of position. So the corner kick will be touched in and then dribbled. Right on his toes. Played out. And that's great for Diakite. Gets very unlucky. Ekpe, through his frustration. And a little bit of pantomime in the Eiffel Tower Stadium. These, as well as the Champ de Mars arena, of course, temporary. But what will have passed here across Paris 2024, never to be forgotten. And Yume with that priceless opener in the second half. He did score 2 in 3 minutes to bring France back into their 7th-8th classification match, only to lose out to Thailand. But they're looking stronger, more resilient. Well, Diakite just tripping over his fellow number 11, as then Verru is penalised. France just want to keep their heads. Bartolomucci leading those desires. Well, he plays on the edge, and for most of the match, he's come out trumps, of course. That comes with risks. China still with a lot to do from here to get to the goal of Bartolomucci. It was the backup to Jérémy Sofiso in Tokyo. Certainly excellent tutelage. And now just putting the feelers out, but Liu initially defending well. coming together. Nothing untoward as Lee brings the ball away. Cuts back in field. Gets a shove from Villeroux. He's showing his exasperation with decisions he clearly doesn't agree with. That's exactly why we have our refereeing team. Unbiased decisions to keep things ticking. But for now, a pause with a timeout and a chance for the crowd to enjoy the fact that they are watching their home nation, France, lead China by a goal to nil. But still, over 10 minutes, plenty can happen.
Mesdames et messieurs, nous allons maintenant vous proposer de prendre part à une animation imaginée par EDF, partenaire des Jeux Paralympiques de Paris 2024. C'est l'énergie Cup.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to invite you to take part in an animation imaginated by EDF, partner of the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games, the Energy Cup.
Allez, on veut vous voir danser, sauter, chanter sur l'écran, vous allez me voir. Allez, on en profite maintenant, tout le monde.
Look at yourself on the screen and dance, chance, and
Well, he's stuck with his side so far, Toussaint Akpoué. The 41-year-olds are doing him proud. Akpoué coached the side to the 2022 European gold. They previously, under his tutelage, claimed silver in 2019 in Rome. Clearly like to medal in metal in Italy. And he also was the coach when they took silver in London. Now across the channel, looking to at least emulate that on home soil. Good challenge to block out that pass. Diakite on the move. But he's run China all the way back to their goalkeeper. Zhang. Robbed there by Diakite though. Lets his frustration get the better of him. Goes flying into the challenge, the 30-year-old. Will be a free kick to France. Maybe changes afoot. For now, staying as is. Zhang giving away that free kick. He did talk about playing the sport, giving him purpose, trying to make friends. Of course, this is the highest level at Paralympic level, but that's still a truth despite all the battles and bruises. Oh, a slice out there from Akin Arezki, certainly fortunate to get out of that. As Villeroux pumps up the crowd. You have to remember the size of the crowd here. And usually get nothing like this. And of course, 3 years ago, the Paralympians, as were the rest of the games in Tokyo, robbed of the atmospheres, have been brought back. Of course, silence during play, but as soon as the ball's out of play, they feel the passion and the love from the stands. Well, Zhong Liang preparing to enter the fray. The number 10 replacing Liu Meng. Zhang, 23 years old, making his Paralympic debut. Having been part of the Asian Para Games gold medal winning team. This is an exalted level for him to join in. Well, no wonder there was an ooh from the crowd. They called it right. The referee coming over to give the free kick. Vereux, though, seemed to want more. Cuts in field brilliantly, just tripped by the captain Zhang before he entered the D. Well, over 12,000 packed into the stadium. And for those coming back to the sport, or those getting their first taste, it is certainly a wonderful occasion to be introduced to this dynamic Paralympic sport. So Zhu Huachu, the goalkeeper, of course, sighted. There is the guide behind the goal for France is Yannick Le Colvez. He's going to use a little spanner to just tap out and give Jume or Diakite knowledge of where they're trying to strike for. So we're inside the final 10 minutes. The goal now could be pivotal. Ale Montiti certainly trying to encourage a term of endearment, but China putting their bodies on the line. At the expense of a corner. Just keep the ball there moving and you can hear the jingle. You know what's going on. Trying to keep your focus and concentration, even when this crowd have perfectly kept quiet during the play. There's the emotions of playing at Paralympic Games that will just keep the heart ticking. So China have dominated in terms of corners, had 9 in total, but France starting to get a bit closer. Couldn't make anything immediately, but Vereux managing to win another. 2 in quick succession. 6 for the match. Paraguay's side. Well, it was always going to be a tough opener for Wang Qijun. These guys, Li Jin, for the players. Coming into this matchup with the hosts. And despite having started very strongly and very much on top in possession, still over 60%. And yet, they find themselves a goal down. Big moment coming for France. Goal coming from Khalifa Yume. That's the only difference. It is interesting. Toussaint Akpoué has not gone to his bench yet. That might change with Captain Vereux on the ground. Getting across, but fortunate collision with Zhu. So free kick about to be taken. You can see the French subs trying to keep limber. Martin Baron and Gaël River, 6 and 4 respectively. There in 2012 when Akpwe led them to Paralympic silver. Both these nations with a single silver in their Paralympic history. What can they do this edition? Well, Villeroux playing the conductor. The crowd needing absolutely no encouragement. So Diakite cross there with the goal scorer Yume. The referee not happy with the execution. And so Chinese ball. Bartolomucci so far kept himself a clean sheet with some heroic goalkeeping. China desperate to try and find a breakthrough, but here's Villeroux. These players, 4 of them outfield for France, 41 all of them, showing exactly why they are still trusted to lead the charge for Les Bleus. And Villeroux bursting through. The crowd could not help themselves, the excitement trickling through, and then the sudden rush of shushing. Now they're allowed to show their appreciation and reverberate around this tightly packed, wonderful Eiffel Tower Stadium. Well, a quick conversation between coach and captain. Referee wants them to get on with it. It's really flown by. Just over 8 minutes left of this 15-minute second half. So far, 2 fouls from France, 3 from China. 4 are allowed before the subsequent foul would be penalised. The set piece from just about where Yume is standing. Villefort. Villeroux twisting and turning, but it's a real good take from Zhang. Leaves it to Zhu, who now passes on to the deft skipping feet of Li. But just boxed out there by Yume coming back to help. And it will be a corner.
Et on peut également faire du bruit. Allez, allez!
The alley from the crowds, they come on. China will know they're still very much in this game, but they need to do more with the possession they've had. Total of 12 minutes of actual game time in possession. The third corner kick isn't coming to much, and Villeroux, another collision. Captains clashing, but oh, he then goes flying in, and he will be penalised. A combustible character, but a lovable one for those of Les Bleus persuasion. Did say you could probably make an argument he touch of the ball, but clearly too aggressive for the referee's liking. Well, the town of the Redheads, be one translation. Villeroux leading passionately as he picks up a yellow card. Passion's just boiling over a little too much. But, get the feeling Ekwe pretty loath to take him out of the action. Oh, it's a brilliant run though. Oh, and Zhang just stepping over it with the goal at his mercy. He's got a corner, but it really should have been an equaliser for Wang's side. Zhang loved to have that moment back. Actually seriously injured his left eye during training back February 2016. Had to have the eyeball removed and replaced with an artificial one. It's certainly not a sport for the faint-hearted. Very close control. Wanting to keep the ball in between your feet. Quick ball out. Villefort with the hand out. Looking to hand out some more pain, but run through to Zhu. Zhu goes down, but a bit too easily for the referee's liking, but they will get a corner. Chance to dribble in and try and find a way past Bartolomucci. Well, there's a yellow card now to the bench. Coach Wang looking round. Not sure exactly who that was passed towards. May get confirmation. Either way, something the referee took issue with, and confirmation. Wang Yizun, the coach, taking the caution. France are the ones having to be cautious on the field. For now, they've kept China quiet in front of goal. You can hear the instructions. Goalkeeper for defending France. The guide of China for the attackers, but it's now France looking to get behind. The crowd struggling to keep their silence because of their excitement of seeing their home nation battle it out. Zhang. Ball comes back to him, but off target. He's lost his bearings. He couldn't strike at the goal of Bartolomucci. Well, coming together there, but seen as a natural one rather than a deliberate one. Lee. Inside the final 6 minutes. So China certainly don't have to panic. And they might be quids in, but just stepping a little awkwardly over it. Zhu and Diakite doing his defensive work to aplomb. And France quickly on the attack. Given away cheaply though. Zhu. Oh, lovely skills. Keeps going. But in the end, all four outfield in this five-a-side team coming to France's rescue. Oh, lovely. Dribbles out, but look how hard they're battling. Reski keeping it close, but then it's not the best of clearances. Block though. Now space for Lee. Oh, it's a fabulous one-handed save. An inspired performance in the cage from Bartolomucci. What did China have to do? It's an absolute howitzer, although maybe heading wide, but France's number one wasn't to know that. He is certainly earning his clean sheet. 6 from 6, a 100% save record. Can't say fairer than that. Well, it was a painful experience in Tokyo 3 years ago for Les Bleus. They're looking to put that behind them. A lot of the same players able to take an opportunity to not quite make amends, but certainly do themselves better justice. And what better place than on home soil in the capital, under the Eiffel Tower. The crowd playing their part when they're allowed. And China would have always known they were going to be outnumbered, but they're only down by a goal as a timeout's called. Time is of the essence. France leading still by the goal of Khalifa Yume.
Et 38 secondes pour pousser les Bleus. Allez, le Bleu.
Well, his goal has made all the difference. Yume. Can France go and double their advantage, which could mean game over for China? There's still over 4 minutes of play. It's been ferociously competitive. France hold the edge despite China's greater possession. Both teams on 3 fouls each. They have one more in hand before any further penalisation. Well, they're keeping limber, but so far Toussaint Akwe sticking with his starting 5. Rolling subs, so he could have brought people in and out, but he's decided to go with tried and trusted. And his trust is being paid. Yume coming across to help Diakite. A conversation with Yannick Colvet. One after the other losing the ball, and now it's Zhong Liang. It's blocked out there. Villeroux just digging every last bit of energy, and he could be through a goal. Tried to have a swing at it, but Lee Haifa did so well to recover the situation, but he's had to concede a corner. Well, no one in the French team look interested in taking it. Even a little bump between Yume and Villeroux. They don't want to overcommit players, given their lead. Villeroux staying back with Arezki. to keep tabs on Zhu Ruming. So 2-on-3 for France. Slap on the bat from Yume to Diakite. Who's the and who's going to twist, turn, just lost his footing. Well, he was shaping up for it, but in stepped Zhong Liang, but he's lost it now. Oh, it's just flashed wide. Diakite did so well, but he knew he was running out of balance and time. Flashed wide. So easily could have been a second. Vilger turns, but can't win it now. It's a 2-on-2. But Vilger works back, and it just wouldn't fall kindly for Zhu. He's done well to get back in possession. Zhang is there, uses him. Slides under his boot, and he's got Vilger breathing down his neck. Great energy. Working back. France certainly feeding off the energy prior to this, and especially during it, given it's their home Paralympics. But for China, it's just becoming such a challenge. Li Haifa losing his mask in a collision with his own player. And then, oh, it's a real sore one for Zhu Ruming. First tripped, falling onto the ball, which a bit smaller than a regulation 11's ball, but a lot heavier and not fun to fall on. And then he had Vilfo Ru right on top of him.
Changement pour l'équipe de la République populaire de Chine.
A little bit of confusion there.
Vous pouvez les applaudir encore s'il vous plaît, messieurs, dames, en attention.
I'm not sure if they thought there was going to be a substitution made. So China with this free kick situation. French wall set. Bartolomucci seems happy. Zhang and Zhu Ruming stand over this. They're going to have to, it would seem, on what has gone before, they're going to have to produce something special. Bartolomucci with a 100% save record so far, and they've been spectacular. Some of the ones for Zhu at the other end have been a bit more regulation. Bartolomucci's been absolutely flying for everything. Yannick Couvé at the one end. It's China's guide now doing the tapping. Li Jin. You can hear him giving out instructions. Can they follow them to a T? Oh, it's another flying save. Well, Yume, the goal-scoring hero, Vilru, has been the heart and soul of everything on the field, but Bartolomucci has been world-class in keeping China at bay. It's a brilliant strike. In terms of power, would have hoped to be a little bit left or right. But Bartolomucci flying up to tip it over. So a corner for China. They've had 14 across the match, but this one given away cheaply. There may still be a chance though. Areski protecting, looking for some help. Vilru comes across. China back in possession, but they're on their halfway line. Zhang leaves two French players behind. Real battling from China's talisman. The crowd giving their opportunity to get their passions out. Otherwise silent to make sure the players can hear all that's going on. Anxious from Akwe. I'll try to find Zhu, but he has got on it, but then bumps into Villeroux. Must be an absolute nightmare to play against. Always buzzing around. Loose there from Diakite, but gets away with that. Well, he's really having to put his body on the line for his country. Zhu. Switch of play, Zhong. But the two tens coming together, and that is just brilliant from Villeroux. Even if he doesn't win possession, he's just holding up. He's running the clock down as China begin to run out of time. 1 minute 34 the clock stopped at. France so close to an opening victory as the Eiffel Tower once again brings the sparkles. Can France hold on? So there is Captain Zhang across. Help Zhu. Zhang's nickname apparently is a bin. I think what he'd love is top bins, which might be what it takes to get past Bartolomucci. One minute 34 remaining. You can tell it's just past the hour mark, with the Eiffel Tower lit up and producing its own show. And the biggest show in Paris 2024 Paralympic Games, just on day 4. But this is the first of blind football, and there could have been a real sucker punch for the hosts, but just wide from Zhong. You could hear the intake of breath. Villeroux happy to just waste some more time, but also lead China a merry dance. Oh, it's brilliant. Once, twice, 3 times fine. Eventually, it's really good work from Zhu to win the ball back. Looked to try and play it first time, but just lost it. Li back on it. France just desperate to run the clock down. We're in the final minute. Another strong challenge from Villeroux. Well, all 4 outfield for France share an age of 41, but they have played every second. And they're about to beat the world silver medalists if they could just see this out. Well, a bit of a problem for the captain. Zhang, and it's a red card. Well, the boos ring out, and Hakim Arezki saying, me? But it certainly is. Well, Zhang down in the deck, not sure what happened. And there's a red card on the sidelines, and it's all kicking off. Well, it will be down a man for the final part. He's just come in far too aggressively for the referee's liking, but it seemed to be the coming together as they fell down. So France down to 4. Usually after 2 minutes they'd be allowed a replacement, but of course we've only got 27 seconds left. Well, huge frustration and pain for Arezki, sent off his home Paralympic Games, and now from the 8 yards, the penalty spot slightly closer. As you can see on the D, the slight indentation. Instead, this one from 8 yards, so arguably easier, but Bartolomucci, he could be facing a rocket here from Zhu. Referee just checking mask placement. Important that there's no visual cues. Well, some players do hold the ball before they strike. Others using their feet. Now, this is where it gets really tense because the home crowd want to support their side, but they have to remain quiet. Call there to be quiet, and there needs to be that fair play. But emotions running high. This could be a critical moment. It's only the first match day for these nations in Group A. But with only the top 2 going to the semi-finals, the goal now for China could end up being a major bookend in the story. Vital final taps from Li Jin, but it's now all down to Zhu Ruming. He scored a penalty to reach the world final that beat Brazil now. He fires wide, and the crowd rise to their feet. Heartache for China, but delirium for Les Bleus. Well, Bartolomucci didn't even move, and he didn't need to. Just got his bearings wrong, and a huge opportunity is gone. They now have a man advantage, but only for 20 more seconds. At times when you see Villeroux play, he's as good as 2 players, given how much he puts into it, and now he's just running the clock down. 10 seconds. France so close to an opening day victory. And it's confirmed! And they are going wild under the Eiffel Tower. It is pandemonium as France win their opening match of Paris 2024. Heartache for Zhu and China, missing a late effort after the sending off of Hakim Arezki. But France held on for the final 20 or so seconds, and now they can celebrate. Khalifa Youmi's 19th minute goal. In the end, the difference as Les Bleus starts with a bang. Paris 2024 is finished here in the men's blind football. France 1, People's Republic of China 0. Well, electrifying match. And France edging China. The world silver medalists did have more possession, but France in the end had the vital breakthrough, and that means they're just behind Brazil on goal difference. Brazil and France defeating Turkey and China respectively to take a big step, if not a final step, towards the semi-finals. Well, given this was the matchup for the opening match in Tokyo, when China won out 1-0, with Zhu Ruming getting the only goal. This time, Yume the hero, and Zhu missing a vital spot kick. Well, they are still enjoying every last minute out there, and well they might. France defeating China by 1-0, the reverse of the result at Tokyo when France finished bottom of their group. So a big improvement thanks to the goal from Khalifa Yume. Brazil winning out against Turkey, and so we kick off after a brilliant first day on day 4 of the Paralympics. The maiden day for blind football. Do keep tuned in for plenty more drama to come from the Eiffel Tower Stadium.
Allez, ils sont encore là.